Kind of walk people through that, the role that some of that data generation plays on that end.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, just a disclaimer is like I have not worked heavily in the traditional pharma sense with a lot of these sort of interactions, but in my limited experiences and in the experiences that I have to share, the biggest thing here is that there are a lot of drugs on the market, especially drugs that are not first generation drugs or drugs that are biosimilars, for example, that have other competitive drugs out there. Uh, it's really hard to differentiate when all drugs have some sort of efficacy that we see within populations of people, and we see these drugs that have different levels of efficacy that may be slightly different, but not significantly. And so, with that, we need to not just really accommodate and understand how good of a drug or how good a drug is in that sense, in terms of how well it attacks the problem, but also in terms of how can it improve a patient's outcomes. So, how can it improve their quality of life? How can it improve their any sort of outcomes that they self-report as well? And the real world patient experience is going to be different than what we see in clinical trials.